Bonjour everyone. So today we're gonna take a look at a groups of a lot of cars, of miscellaneous vintage car, which I've received. Well, I'm gonna say a gift because I've received them freely. So basically, this is more or less a childhood collection of the son of a friend of my dad anyway, and so his son is a bit older than me, so he's close to be in his 30s, I believe, anyway. And so yeah, I've received this car as this group as a gift, probably because he didn't want to keep them there anymore, and his dad so friend to my dad knows that I collect car and whatever. So here I have this gift. So thanks to them for giving me all of this to me. And yes, so there are a bit of some gems and some not so gems. Some are in play where, some slightly less, some from different time period, but mostly from the 90s to early 2000s. There are a couple of older ones, which is a bit strange, but anyway. And yeah, so we're gonna start with the stuff which are a bit less interesting, and I will try to switch from interesting to non-interesting throughout the video. But yes, so first we're gonna start with the kinda no-name stuff. We're gonna start with that thing. I think it's supposed to be a Lotus Esprit, but you know, who cares? And I'm pretty sure if I bend it, I'm gonna break it. But yeah, you see, I broke it and I didn't push that much. So yeah. Anyway, next up, we're gonna move at another one, Ferrari Testarossa. It's slightly better, I would say, than this one, but it's not good either. It's a bit more solid, but yeah. I mean, I do like those type of cheap stuff sometimes. In fact, the next one we're gonna see, I sort of like it. So yeah, we're gonna move them down here because. So next up we have this Jeep. Now it doesn't say on the base, but I believe it's a summer. I think there should be a top here, but it's missing. So it's fairly basic, but I don't mind it as much as this two one. So this one I like it. It's a keeper, I would say. Well, actually I'm gonna keep all of these, but there are some that I'm gonna maybe not put it on display. Next, we're gonna move at some stuff in larger scale, which have received some damage. We're gonna start with that one. Mini Cooper in whatever scale, 132, I believe. I don't know the brand. Speedy something, I don't know, I don't care. It used to be a pullback, but it doesn't work, you know, it's missing part, I don't care. So, you know what, we're gonna put it down here. Next, we're gonna move to two Solido, so we're gonna show them in one piece because they are related. So these are two fire service related. So we have that Dodge trucks 4x4 from the French firefighter, which I know it sounds odd that the French did use some American trucks, but a little story. After World War II, when the American army left France after the victory, they left a bunch of surplus of Jeeps and Dodge trucks and whatever, and so France, a lot of them were converted into fire truck, ambulance, tow truck, and that kind of stuff. And this is an example of one of these fire truck or car, you could say. And yes, so yeah, it used to be a decent Solido. It's still made in France, yes, but yes, it's missing a few things, steering wheel, whatever was here, and on the back, but it's not too bad. We're gonna put it with the Mini, and then we have a Twingo, so much more recent. This one would have been pretty nice, I think. It's not missing that much, the mirror and probably something else. To be honest, it was pretty nicely detailed, I think. We have the authentic wheels and, like I said, the lens headlight on the front and back, and some extra piece for the top and whatever. And that back open. The interior was pretty nice. It's still pretty nice, but yes, it was pretty nice, but it was in nice condition. So next we're gonna move at a bunch of, no, maybe not. We're gonna see two Hot Wheels, the only two Hot Wheels that we're gonna take a look. So we're gonna start with that Camaro. That would be a late 70s Camaro. The casting is from 1982 or something like that. Yes, correct, 1982. That's a release from about 2000 or yes, 99, 2000. Yes, it's not bad, to be honest. It's still in okay condition, I think. It's not bad. Next, we have some kind of a Formula racing car. I've checked what it was and I already forgot the name, but I know that it's a 2000 release. It's still in pretty good condition. I like the wheel with tire lettering with Goodyear. Well, I think it's Goodyear. Yes, Goodyear, Eagle, or whatever. And yeah, pretty nice condition. Yeah, no name of the casting, I mean. Anyway, now we're gonna take a look at a bunch of Majorette, because that's France, and so lots of Majorette. That's how things work. So we're gonna start with some well-used example, I think, with, for instance, this, an ambulance. They call it fourgon. It's a generic name, it means van, but they use that base for multiple casting. So it used to be a sonic flasher, so that means that they were a light and sound thing. It doesn't work anymore after 30 plus years or something like that, but yes. Kinda for the Econoline looking van, but yeah. We're gonna put you over there. Then we're gonna move at this. So this is a older Majorette. That's the Excalibur. That's better. Excalibur was a neoclassical car built in the 70s, 80s, which was an evocation of 1930s car. And yes, so this is quite an iconic Majorette casting from the earlier part of the 80s. So it's still made in France. I'm still upside down. And you can see we have lost a wheel, so that's nice. So yes, this one quite beat up. So yes, you can see Excalibur made in France, blah blah blah. And it's from around 1980, 1981, something like that. I'm gonna try to find, well, that's not even a Majorette wheel, that's a Matchbox wheel. That was somewhere in the bag when I've received all the cars. Anyway, so not the good wheel, but at least it has 4 wheels now. So now we're gonna move to staying on older Majorette from the 1980s. We have that we have a trailer which is unrelated, and we're not gonna take a look that much, but it's a trailer. Yes, we're gonna put it with the bad stuff. Yes. So Mercedes-Benz airport fire truck. Yes, missing the water cannon. I'm upside down again. Majorette, Pompier airport. So yes, airport firefighting basically. We have suspension. Did we have on? No, we didn't. That's disappointing. So yeah, your typical 3-spoke wheel from Majorette of that time period, and yes. So we're gonna do that. Next up, we're gonna move to that one. Majorette Transporter. Yes, it's still made in France. I think it's from the later part of the 80s. I do have a mint example of that one with its boat. So this is pretty non-interesting to me. So we're gonna put it here. That is gonna be nice. And we're gonna put something here. So we're gonna have some space remaining for the staying on Majorette trucks and thingy, we're gonna take a look at that. So this is slightly larger scale, I think. I mean, I know it's for the Major Kit series, which was some playset with some towns and figures and whatever, and so car tended to be a larger scale. And yes. So Mercedes G-Wagon, ambulance, missing its roof. This is crushed anyway. Does it have suspensions? Oh yeah, that's nice. That's the only good thing about this one. So then we're gonna move. Now I know I seem unhappy, but there are some gem at the end, so it's fine. Next up, we're gonna stay with Majorette trucks with that one. That would be a Mack. That used to be a tow truck, but the towing apparatus is missing. That casting, I mean, this release is from the early 2000, I would say. Yeah, it doesn't say anything. I don't know what I'm watching, but yes. Next, we're gonna move to this. We're gonna have everything in the table, or in the, yes. Formula One generic, 99-2000 release. Everything generic. It's in decent shape, to be honest. Yeah. Next, we're gonna move to more Majorette, yes. So we have a bus, or as they call it, the minibus. So airport bus, very reminiscent of the Matchbox casting, the airport coach. So this casting was used from the late 70s all the way to the early 2000s. This one is from 99-2000. A lot of the Majorette are from 99-2000, but that makes sense because that's kind of matched to the age of the owner of this collection, the previous owner of this collection. Like I said, now he's close to be in his 30s, I believe. Or gonna be soon in his 30s or 30. But anyway, next up, another Majorette. We have a 57 Ford Thunderbird, again from 99-2000, something like that. It would have been nice if it was didn't have that much tempo wear and paint chips, but anyway, that's not a bad casting, I think. It used to have some chrome and whatever. So we have suspension. No, we don't. That's disappointing. Next up, we're gonna move at something pretty nice, I think. We have a BMW Z3 Coupe. It's in pretty good condition. We have some nice detail. For instance, we had a license plate on the front and back, and some taillight tempo and few detail. Come on, camera, can you do thing properly? Thank you. So yes, it's in pretty good condition. This one is interesting because it has this steering. Yes, steering. Thank you. And yes, it doesn't work that much, but yes. Opening part. Camera, do your thing, please. Thank you. And it's in one upside down again. 157 scale. Okay, so we're gonna put you over there. Then we're gonna go back in America a bit, and we have that 58, I think, Corvette. Yes, 58 Corvette. Pretty nice, very nice color, And yeah, it's still in pretty good condition. And yeah, pretty good. Next, we're gonna move to, we're gonna change a bit. We have that one. Toyota have first gen, yes, in three-door. I guess so. Now I have two casting of that particular car. So yes, it's in a nice color. I like the two-tone effect. I like the beige interior. It's missing the spare wheel on the back. That's unfortunate. We had opening door. Interior look okay, could be worse, I guess. We have suspension. Scale is a disaster, of course, but it is what it is. 150, it's massive, I knew it, but anyway. And yeah, staying on with 4x4, we're gonna move with this. That would be the Jeep CJ5 or something like that. The lifted version, because there are another variant of this casting which sit much lower and look better, to be honest. And yes, so this one is a Major Pub livery. So Major Pub were kinda promotional Majorette with some which company could put their logo on a plain white Majorette, and that's gonna be relevant for the next car. And by the way, now we're gonna move to some of the nicer, in my opinion, of this whole thing. We're gonna move with this. So this look pretty plain, you're gonna say, non-interesting, and that's why it's interesting. You see, this is a Renault Clio. Yes, first gen Clio. You can see copyright 1990, which is, it's fairly rare to see a copyright date on the underneath of a Majorette casting, but for Renault they used to do it. I don't know why, but they did. You can see copyright 1990. Anyway, that particular plain white release is a bit of an oddity. I couldn't find something matching to it, so my theory is that it was meant to be a Major Pub, but it didn't receive its tempo and was maybe sold as an error, or maybe to get rid of some unsold remaining stock. So yes, probably quite a rarity. And other than that, I think that having a plain white Renault Clio like this, it's very realistic. Of a, it could be a fleet car or a very basic car, and that's very realistic. And I like this casting. It's pretty nice detail. We have an opening hatch, yes, with some nicely detail. We can say Clio Renault on the back. We have some black plastic, which is again is very realistic for a basic economic car from that time period. We have suspension a little bit, and we have again that steering system. It doesn't move that much, but it's working. So yeah, this one, I'm quite happy with this one. I think it's a gem, in my taste at least. Then we're gonna stay with Renault little car, but this time we're gonna move to something much more colorful and realistic. We have a Twingo. So again, we're gonna have a copyright on this one, copyright 1994. Now, I say that it's unrealistic to have this that colorful. You can see the decor. But in the 90s, the first gen Twingo came in quite a refreshing color. Maybe not like this. This is quite a toyish looking version. But yes, it looked pretty good, I think. I do have a couple of Twingo 1 now, and it's my first Majorette version of it. So yeah, pretty nice. Then we gonna look at the last Majorette, and it's probably my favorite. Ta-da! Yes, the Pontiac Transport, because you know, or maybe you don't, I like to collect a minivan, and this is a quite an iconic oddball minivan with this particularly odd shape, the Dustbuster van. It was a nickname because of its shape that looked like a handheld vacuum called the Dustbuster. Apparently, it's a US thing. But yes, so it's a pretty nice casting from the mid 1990s. I'm upside down again. So Pontiac Transport 155 scale. We have a bit of suspension, lot of glass, and we have some insert part from the window piece, which actually are in two parts because this could be removed. I'm not gonna try to do that. I'm not gonna break it or maybe risking to break it at least. But yes, it's very nice. We use those cladding, again very realistic to that minivan, which tried to be a sporty minivan with its appearance. And yeah, I'm quite happy to add this one. This is gonna sit very nice on my with my other minivan, and yes, I'm very happy. Yes. So then we're gonna move to we have seen all of the Majorette, and so we're gonna look at the 5 remaining stuff, which for me again are the five best thing of this entire lot. Yes. So what is this? So it's a Maisto Mercedes car transporter. It's a very nice unit, I think. We're gonna take a look in more detail. So first of all, we're gonna take a look at the semi-truck itself. So it's a Mercedes-Benz SK type of truck from the 80s, 90s. It's a very nice casting from Maisto. I believe I'm guessing it's from the early MC Toy period, because yes, the earliest name of Maisto was MC Toy. MC stand for Mei Chong, and today Maisto is owned by Mei Chong, and they also own a Burago and whatnot. But anyway, so quite an early casting, and they were pretty nice, I think. No black window at the time, they did things properly, and this one have some extra paint, so it's pretty nice. I think we have an interior, yes we do. I mean, I don't see a steering wheel, but I see it. And I think that this will look very good, very realistic, I think. And yes, it's a very nice cab-over truck, pretty nice. You can see Maisto. It doesn't say anything else. Well, it says made in China, but it doesn't say Mercedes thingy. But you can see the emblem here. So whatever it was licensed or not, I don't know, I don't care. That's a subject that matter for a lot of collectors, not for me. Do they have suspension? Because I know MC Toy, well, it's a Maisto, but you get the point, had suspension. This one is not. It's a bit flimsy, to be honest, so I'm not gonna move it that much, but yes. So then the trailer, now it's very cheap looking because only the cab is metal, but the rest is plastic. This is quite the opposite. It feels pretty heavy because that whole black part is light of metal with some nice period correct tempo, quite 1980s or 90s looking. So yeah, we have the same type of wheel, and yes, it can move like that. So we can we're gonna put the stupid car, but maybe not because it doesn't work anymore because of my silly thing. But yes, so it's working. Well, it's stuck, but you get the point. And yeah, so we're gonna put it back on. It doesn't stay very well, I must say. Oh, that's better. So yes, and now we're gonna clip it inside the wheel attachment, the fifth wheel, which sometimes called, and yes. So yeah, it's a very nice truck. Now, yes, it's not as big as, it's completely off scale compared to this, but it's a pretty nicely detailed item, especially the truck itself, and yes. So now we're gonna move at the absolute gem of this video. We're gonna move stuff a bit because we need some space. Okay, I'm back. So I've made some room and left some of the nicer car on the front of you. So yes, now we're gonna take a look at 4 vintage Siku from the 80s, 90s, I would say, which is quite special for me because I don't have many of them. They are not particularly easy to found in France, and when they do, they're pretty expensive. So I only have a handful of them, and these were gift from my late friend Dimitrios of Young Timer Old Timer. But yes, so we have 4 Siku from, like I said, the 80s, early 90s. We're gonna start with, what about this U? So we have the Ferrari GTO, so you can see Siku, and it's still say made in West Germany. So yes, it dates back quite a bit, the item, because the reunification of Germany was back in 1990, I believe. Yes. So yes. So these are prior to 1980s, that means. And so we have those typical wheel from that time period with the lettering on the wheel. Some don't like them. I think it's quite iconic. It's a bit like the Tomica wheel, which are the same since 50 million years or whatever. So yeah, it's part of the charm, I think. So we have a pretty nice casting, and these are in very good condition. So that's also why I say that they are gem, because outside of being rare, to me, they are pretty nice shape, and yes. So we have the first one, the Ferrari GTO, no opening part, and like all Siku of that time period, they are quite overscale. They don't say, but I think it's 155, something like that, usually. And yes, next we're gonna stay on performance vehicle with that item. So we have a Porsche 917 race car. Porsche 917 10 turbo ladder or something like that in German. So I'm guessing that this is not the earlier 917 from Le Mans in 68, 69 that we have in mind. I think that those are the later version. Maybe they ran at Canam or something like that. So pretty nice casting, I think. We have 2 types of wheel, which is a bit odd, but it is what it is. But we have the those wheels again, and an earlier style, I believe. I wonder if it has no, maybe not. Anyway, and something neat that about Siku, we can see the spec. So 12 cylinder. I believe that that car was so fast that it was banned from some type of competition, I believe, if I remember correctly the story. And by curiosity, we're gonna check again the, maybe I shouldn't have moved the focus. Yes, less impressive, if you can call it that way, but that was a road car, the GTO. Well, sort of, it was meant to be an homologation version of a racing car, but it never raced, I believe. Anyway, so I don't mind this Q1, but I very appreciate this Q1. We're gonna take a look at the Jeep. So now we have 3 Jeep. We have one, the cheap one, the Majorette, which is not inside on the, I've put it over here, but yes. So yes, we have the Jeep CJ5, again Siku made in West Germany, blah blah blah. And yes, very good looking. We have another type of wheel, similar than the back wheel of this one. And yes, I'm guessing that there should be a hole. That's gonna be very annoying. A whole bar here, so it's missing, but otherwise paint is in pretty good condition. And yeah, it's a Jeep over here. It's a very nicely cast, very nicely detailed casting. I mean, we have a proper styling and decent seat, and yes. So we're gonna take a look at the last one, but before that, I'm gonna close that window. Okay, so now we're gonna take a look at this one and the final car. That very nice looking Volkswagen Golf Mark 1 Cabriolet in a very period correct color. That's a very nice looking casting, I think. We have a license plate on the back. And yes, Volkswagen Golf LS, well, convertible basically, but LS was one of those trim levels that you could have. And yes, it's pretty, come on, yes. So again, we have these wheels. Interior is not that bad. Well, it's pretty good actually. It's a very good interior, I think. We have a separate dashboard, an authentic looking steering wheel, I think, if I remember correctly. And yes, yellow interior, which is quite the contrast with the green exterior, but again, it's very of its period. I like it. It's very nice. So yeah, so that was all of the car of that nice little free lot. So let me know which one is your favorite, or maybe multiple favorite. I told you my favorite are more or less on camera, and the others are fine, but it depends. So yes, thanks for watching.